I know all of us have gone through a near-death experience once in our lives, and most likely during our adolescence or childhood, whatever the fuck. And most of the times, I would say the most near-death experiences I had was at a fucking water park. I remember when we were going down a slide. Okay, it was like one of those 3 seats slides. Okay, there's one person right here, one person in the middle, one person in the back. I think I was in the middle. My dad was in the front, and my older brother, was in the back. Okay, now we're going down the slide and shit. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? We going crazy. You know, we going on the slide. I'm over here. Ah! Yeah, we loving it. We chilling. We smooth. At the end of the slide, there's this bump. I don't know, this bump of water or shit. I don't know if y'all really know what I'm talking about, but you know how there's that open pool area, right? Once you get off that thing. So we get like near the end, we're getting to the open pool area. We're going over that bump. At that bump, me in the middle, or me in the middle, okay? I flip over my brother and I go underneath the raft, okay? Look, I didn't I don't know physics, I don't know how that shit works, but it happened, okay? That's what fucking happened. I ended up under the raft. So I'm over here trying to swim up, right? I'm over here trying to swim up. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I'm in a state of shock too. You know, everybody, they're looking around. They're like, where's Dylan at? Nigga, I'm in the fucking water trying to survive. I'm trying to swim up, but I'm just hitting the bottom of the raft. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And my brother ends up pulling me out. And I'm over here coughing, gasping for air. Nigga, how the fuck does that happen? I don't know. We could have probably sued the mass and sued that fucking park's ass, bro, and got a bunch of money off that shit. I don't know. But that was one of the weirdest shit that ever happened to me. Another time, at a different water park, or probably, I think it was a different one. I think it was a different one. It was one of them inside water parks, okay? Now this was my fault, okay? This was my fault, I ain't gonna lie. So it was some lazy rivers. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, it's them rivers that, they be floating automatically or whatever the fuck. It's a lazy river, okay? Look it up. But it was one of them narrow ones. It was like narrow like this, and it had the floaties going down. People was on the big donut floaties, going down. So I was in one myself, just chilling. And then I had the bright idea, okay, to get inside the donut and then swim underneath, right? Because we thought that would be cool, that would be fun. But I wasn't thinking. The path is narrow, okay? There's no way to get out, and then people are on top of you on the fucking donuts. How are you gonna get back up? Your donut is moving. You're not gonna come back up on the same spot. The donut is gone. You're in the fucking lazy river. So I'm trying to go back up thinking my donut is still there, and I'm like, oh shit, my donut's gone. How the fuck am I gonna get back up? I could have died underneath that fucking pool. But guess what? I was swimming. I hit someone, and my dad grabbed me, and he was like, nigga, you good? He was like, you okay? He didn't call me a nigga, but he was like, you okay? And I'm over here like, nigga, I don't know what it is, but it's something about me and water parks. I feel like we just don't match sometimes. Most of the time it's fun. We having fun. Great Wolf Lodge was a blast. Okay? Wilderness at the Great Smokies was a blast. But for some reason, some freaky ass shit happens, and I end up trying to kill myself at a water park. Or just water in general. I remember one time I was forced to be a lifeguard. My parents was like, it'll be a great summer job, but yada yada yada. I feel like the only perk that I would have gotten out of that fucking job is not doing shit, and probably some white chicks loving on me because I got a shredded ass body. But that's not the point of this video, okay? I'm not here to flex on y'all. Some of y'all niggas probably fat. It's okay. Still love y'all niggas. Just gotta work out a little bit. But that's enough of that. Yeah. So I had to take a test, right? I did not want to do this shit, mind you. But, I had to take a test to be a lifeguard. I was like, fuck it. Light work. A nigga can swim. My ass can swim. I think she said 3 laps. So it was one of them like Olympic, pools. And she was like 3 laps, front and back, don't stop, front and back, once you go forward and you go back once, that's a lap. So you got to do that 3 times, I think, without stopping or without touching the ground, Nigga, I was like at the second lap. When I was trying to go back again, I was over here. A nigga was exhausted. A nigga, I'm like, what the fuck? And she was like, you need to swim with your like back more. Cause how I swim, I'm like this and I'm kicking my feet in the bottom. She talking about some more like me having my body up. So I'm like this in the water, you know, moving my arms and shit. She talking about being like this. Nigga, I can't even float. How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to get on my lower back up there? I don't know how to do that shit. I'm trying to do what she telling me to do. My legs sinking back down. I'm like, I'm over here doing this. Ugh, ugh. Let me ask y'all guys a question. Do you think I passed that test? 3, 2, 1. If you picked no, you are correct. A nigga did not pass that test. A nigga did not become a lifeguard, you know? Came back in the room and she was like, did he pass? Did he survive? And she's like, no. And now I gotta awkwardly sit there, you know, just dripping with water, grab the towel, and make my exit. Honestly, it was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Well, I wouldn't say most embarrassing, but, you know, it was like, damn, like, you know, you don't want to see niggas seeing you fail. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, this nigga can't swim. And then me being black doesn't make it any better, you know? Everybody automatically think black people can't swim. So I kind of not only disgrace my fucking community, but I disgrace myself as well. I'm looking like a fucking dumbass here. So I'm just like, damn, like, I can't swim. Like, I ain't passed the test, you know? I called my girl and I'm like, damn, like, I ain't passed the test. She wasn't my girl at the time. We were just friends. But I was like, damn, I ain't passed the test. Like, I ain't get a job. And I never had a job before. So this day, I still don't got no job. And I was going to be on my first job. But guess what? I failed the test. Even though that wasn't a water park, it still dealt with water. You know, water parks, you know, water. I mean, you still got to swim overall. You got to know how to swim if you're dealing at events like that or you're in the area like that. Unless you're trying to be in the fucking shallow end and be in the kids area. And what the fuck I look like doing that shit at like 12 years old, 17-year-old. I'm damn near a grown-ass man. I know how to fucking swim. You know, probably not over 10 minutes, but I can swim. I can swim. But, yeah, it wasn't the best moment of my life at all. But, yeah, I just wanted to yap about that because I feel like a few of my videos have been serious. I want to make some more funny ones and shit about my life and just me in general, excuse me. But, yeah, if you made it this far, bro, and you really, like, fuck with me, I fuck with you, bro. And subscribe. You know, hit that like button, too, man, while you at it. I appreciate all the support. Y'all know I'm a small creator. I'm a small nigga trying to get it up, trying to get this up and going. And we're going to keep the consistency going. We're going to keep going, you know. We're going to keep it moving. And I love all y'all. We're going to keep it pushing. And, yeah, if you got a story you want to share, you want me to talk about it, have my perspective on it, you can text me on my email. If you got a topic you want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You can hit me up on my email for that as well. And leave a comment down below, bro. You know, what your experience, near-death experience was. If you had something like that similar happen to you at a water park or if it's a different area. I'd love to hear y'all stories, you know. Shit probably funny too. And if it's traumatic, then I am very sorry. I hope it's nothing traumatic. It should be funny instead. But yeah, that's about it, bro. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace. 100 subs on the way.